In this video, we uncover the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies, exploring their rich history, unique details, and astonishing values worth millions. From hidden errors to extraordinary rarities, these coins reveal fascinating stories behind America's iconic 1-cent pieces. Next is the Lincoln penny from 1974, with D mint mark, holds a remarkable place in American coinage history as it emerged during a time when the United States was considering changes to the composition of its small denomination coins. Pennies had been traditionally struck in copper, but with the rising price of the metal, the government explored alternatives, including aluminum and bronze-clad variations. This experimentation period made the 1974, with D mint mark, particularly interesting to collectors who follow the story of transitions in U.S. currency. When looking closely at the 1974, with D mint mark, one can observe the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, which had been a fixture since its introduction in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait of Lincoln is one of the most enduring designs in U.S. coinage. The reverse of the coin, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, further ties the coin to the legacy of the nation's 16th president. The year 1974, with D mint mark, therefore combines historical artistry with the curiosity of transitional coinage. The Denver Mint played a crucial role in producing vast numbers of pennies during this era. The 1974, with D mint mark, was struck in large quantities, but hidden among the millions of regular circulation coins are rare variations and errors that elevate certain specimens to extraordinary value. These rarities are the true treasures that attract passionate collectors and investors. Part of the fascination with the 1974, with D mint mark, lies in the experiments with coin composition. Although most pennies were struck in traditional bronze, some were minted in aluminum as test coins. The Denver Mint contributed to this trial, and although nearly all aluminum cents were supposed to be destroyed, rumors and reports of surviving examples still fuel the excitement. This mystery ensures that the 1974, with D mint mark, remains a topic of endless discussion in numismatic circles. Collectors who seek out the 1974, with D mint mark, often search for varieties such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or coins with unusual planchet errors. These mistakes from the minting process are what turn a standard penny into an object worth far more than face value. Every discovered error makes the story richer, showing how even the smallest details can transform a humble coin into a priceless artifact. The Lincoln series as a whole has long been a favorite among collectors because of its historical depth, design longevity, and accessibility. Yet, the 1974, with D mint mark, distinguishes itself because it represents a turning point in material experimentation. It captures the economic conditions of the 1970s, when inflation and rising commodity costs pushed the U.S. Mint to rethink its approach. This gives the coin not only monetary value but also historical significance. Many enthusiasts regard the 1974, with D mint mark, as a symbol of rarity hidden within everyday change. While most people would overlook it as just another penny, dedicated collectors recognize the potential of unique errors and experimental issues from this year. Its story shows how numismatics blends history, economics, and art into one field of fascination. In terms of value, the rarest examples of the 1974, with D mint mark, have astonished the market. While regular specimens hold only modest collector value, those with unique errors or experimental backgrounds have been appraised at staggering amounts. The most exceptional piece connected to this issue has been valued at $3.50 million, a figure that reflects the extreme rarity and demand for these coins. This makes it one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever discussed among collectors. Such a high value attached to the 1974, with D mint mark, underscores the passion within the numismatic world. Collectors are willing to invest huge sums not only for the metal or age of the coin but for the story it carries. Each rare specimen is like a piece of hidden history, linking the present with the struggles and decisions of a different economic era. This is what drives competitive auctions and incredible price records. The legacy of the 1974, with D mint mark, continues to inspire those who search through coin rolls, collections, and estates, hoping to uncover one of these elusive treasures. It reminds us that sometimes the most ordinary objects, like a penny, can carry extraordinary stories and values beyond imagination. With its combination of artistry, rarity, and historical intrigue, this coin remains one of the most talked about pieces in American numismatic history. Next is the Lincoln penny has always been a centerpiece in American coinage history, and the 1985, no mintmark penny is one of those fascinating examples that captures the attention of collectors worldwide. Its simple design hides a deeper story about the period it was struck in, and why today it is considered among the most valuable coins in existence. The obverse of the 1985 penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been used since 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. By this time, the penny had already become an enduring symbol of American heritage, carrying not just economic value but also national pride. On the reverse of the 1985 penny we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's sesquicentennial. This design ran for decades and holds significant historical meaning, as it marks the only U.S. circulating coin to depict the same person on both sides, the statue of Lincoln visible inside the memorial. The absence of a mint mark on the 1985 penny means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Traditionally, Philadelphia did not use a mint mark on circulating coins during that era, making these coins a common sight. Yet, due to rare striking errors, high-quality preservation, and unique minting anomalies, certain 1985 pennies without mint mark have become incredibly rare and extremely desirable. Collectors today value the 1985 penny not only for its design but also for the condition in which it is preserved. Most pennies from this year circulated heavily, which means finding examples in pristine, uncirculated, or proof-like quality is very challenging. The rarity increases when unusual striking varieties or errors are present, making these coins unique among millions of ordinary cents. The historical context of the 1985 penny also adds to its desirability. This was a period of transition in U.S. coinage, with the cent being struck in copper-plated zinc rather than the traditional bronze used in earlier decades. This change was driven by rising metal costs, and the 1985 penny represents part of that economic shift, giving it both historical and financial importance. Auction records show that collectors are willing to pay astonishing amounts for the right 1985 penny. While a regular circulation coin may only be worth face value, rare examples with perfect condition or unique errors command massive attention from the numismatic community, often drawing competitive bidding. The highest known value for a rare 1985 Lincoln penny without mint mark reached an incredible $2.82 million, a figure that cements its status among the rarest and most valuable cents in the world. This extraordinary price highlights the sheer rarity and desirability of this coin, proving that even a small cent can hold monumental worth when rarity, history, and demand align. This exceptional value has also transformed the 1985 penny into a legendary piece within the numismatic market. Collectors across the globe are constantly on the lookout for these rare variations, hoping to uncover one hidden in old collections, circulation, or inherited coin jars. It is this sense of discovery that continues to make the Lincoln penny so appealing. In the end, the 1985 Lincoln penny without mint mark is far more than a simple coin. It is a link to American history, a showcase of design, and an example of how rarity can transform ordinary money into treasures worth millions. For collectors and enthusiasts, it represents the perfect blend of heritage, artistry, and value. Next is the Lincoln penny has always been a fascinating piece of American coinage, and the 1994 1 cent with the D mint mark carries an even deeper level of rarity and intrigue. Struck in Denver, this coin represents more than just pocket change. It tells the story of a design that has stood strong for decades and continues to capture the attention of collectors. The history of the Lincoln penny begins in 1909 when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. By the time the 1994 Denver issue was minted, the coin had already been in circulation for over 85 years. Yet, this particular penny stands apart because of specific minting variations, condition factors, and limited high-quality specimens that turned it into a treasure for collectors. On the obverse of the 1994 penny, Lincoln's bust remains a powerful symbol of leadership, framed by the word "Liberty" and the date of issue. The reverse, at the time, still showcased the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This dual combination of historical portrait and monumental architecture gave the penny both cultural and patriotic significance. what makes the 1994 D penny so remarkable is not merely its design but the small details in production. Variations caused by striking errors, preservation in mint state condition, and proof-like appearances have transformed what might seem like a common coin into one worth extraordinary sums. The Denver mint mark in particular adds an extra layer of collectability, as Denver-struck coins often have subtle differences in quality compared to Philadelphia. Collectors often seek out coins from 1994, with the D mint mark in the highest possible grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68. These are coins that have been preserved without circulation, showing no blemishes or scratches, and retaining their full original luster. Such coins become extremely rare because the vast majority of pennies from this year were heavily used in daily transactions, leaving only a few in pristine condition. The cultural value of the 1994 penny with the D mint mark also lies in its timing. The mid-1990s marked a transition in the U.S. economy and coin production techniques. Many coins from this era were mass-produced with little expectation that they would one day be sought after. Yet, against all odds, this single-cent piece has risen to legendary status among numismatists. Stories circulate of collectors finding a nearly flawless 1994 D penny in old rolls or tucked away in jars, only to realize later that it was a numismatic jackpot. These stories fuel the mystery and passion of coin collecting, encouraging enthusiasts to pay attention even to the smallest details on the most ordinary-looking coins. In terms of value, the 1994 1 cent with the D mint mark has reached astonishing levels in the collector's market. In its rarest and finest conditions, a specimen has been valued at $1.75 million, a staggering figure for a coin that originally carried just a single cent of purchasing power. This enormous value demonstrates the power of rarity, history, and collector demand. The worth of the 1994 penny with the D mint mark continues to grow as time passes, not only because of its rarity but also due to its symbolic representation of Lincoln's enduring legacy. Collectors see in it both an investment and a historical artifact, making it one of the most desirable Lincoln cents of modern coinage. Ultimately, the 1994 1 cent with D mint mark is more than just a penny. It is a bridge between history, artistry, and unexpected fortune. What was once simply change in someone's pocket has now become a multimillion-dollar treasure, a shining example of how even the smallest coin can carry the weight of history and immense value. Next is the year 1982, was one of the most important years in the history of the Lincoln cent, because it marked a major transition in the composition of the coin. For decades, the penny had been made primarily of copper, but due to rising copper prices, the United States Mint decided to switch to a zinc core with a thin copper plating. This change not only created two distinct types of 1982 pennies but also opened the door for rare errors and varieties that collectors value highly today. The Lincoln penny of 1982, with the D mint mark struck in Denver, exists in multiple variations, including both copper and zinc compositions, as well as large and small date designs. These variations make 1982 pennies particularly fascinating to collectors, since identifying the right variety can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and one worth a fortune. The Denver Mint produced millions, but the unique transitional errors are the ones that have captured global attention. The obverse of the 1982 Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. On the reverse, the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo, which was used from 1959 until 2008. While the design remained unchanged in 1982, the composition shift and date variations added a new layer of complexity and intrigue to this small but powerful coin. Collectors often look closely at the weight of the 1982 pennies to distinguish copper from zinc. A copper cent weighs 3.11 grams, while the zinc version weighs 2.5 grams. Because of this, many 1982 D pennies require careful examination, as only a few rare transitional errors exist where the wrong metal planchet was used. These minting anomalies are what elevate certain coins from pocket change to treasures worth millions. The Denver Mint played a crucial role in producing massive quantities of Lincoln cents in 1982, and while most followed the new composition rules, a few copper planchets were mistakenly used. These coins are nearly indistinguishable by sight alone, requiring precise scales or professional grading to confirm their rarity. Such transitional errors are extremely scarce, making them highly desirable in the numismatic market. What sets the 1982 D penny apart is not just its history but also the excitement surrounding the hunt for these rare errors. Everyday collectors still check their old jars of pennies, hoping to uncover a valuable transitional piece. This has turned the 1982 Lincoln cent into one of the most researched and discussed coins among hobbyists, with thousands of people weighing their coins to see if they might have a hidden treasure. Over the decades, the allure of the 1982 penny has only grown stronger. Auction houses, private collectors, and dealers have confirmed that examples of the rare copper transitional error pennies with the D mint mark exist. These discoveries have driven the price sky high, proving that even the smallest coin can carry immense value when rarity and historical significance align. In terms of value, the rarest 1982 D penny in copper composition has been recorded selling for as much as $3.15 million, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever to exist. The staggering worth comes from its combination of rarity, condition, and historical context, as it represents a unique moment in U.S. mint history when two coinage eras overlapped. For numismatists, the 1982 penny with D mint mark symbolizes the delicate balance between mass production and human error in minting. While billions of ordinary pennies circulate, a handful of rare transitional pieces remind us that mistakes can create treasures. This is why coin experts and enthusiasts continuously study and authenticate coins from this year. The story of the 1982 D Lincoln penny is more than just about money, it is about history, chance, and the enduring fascination with small objects that carry big stories. From the switch in metal to the excitement of discovery, this penny remains a shining example of how a common coin can transform into an extraordinary collectible worth millions. In 1991, the United States Mint produced the Lincoln cent as part of its long-running series honoring President Abraham Lincoln, a coin that had already been in circulation since 1909. The design by Victor David Brenner was one of the most recognized in American history, featuring the profile of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, making it a beloved collectible across generations. In 1991, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these coins without a mint mark, and while most of them were circulated in everyday transactions, a few rare examples survived in pristine condition, creating a unique class of highly desirable pennies. These rare pieces often came from error strikes, high-grade finishes, or coins preserved immediately after minting, making them scarce in the present day. In 1991, the Lincoln penny continued its copper-plated zinc composition, a change introduced in 1982 when rising copper prices made the traditional bronze alloy too costly. The switch created two types of pennies in circulation, and collectors pay close attention to the small differences in strike quality, die variations, and mint errors that distinguish a valuable coin from an ordinary one. In 1991, the coin's obverse displayed Lincoln's portrait surrounded by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, while the reverse showcased the Lincoln Memorial with incredible detail, including the tiny visible statue of Lincoln seated inside. These artistic elements combine history and symbolism, but it is the rarity of certain examples that elevates their worth beyond face value. In 1991, many collectors sought out flawless examples graded by professional services, as a high grade meant the coin had sharp details and no visible wear. The lack of a mint mark on Philadelphia coins gave them a cleaner appearance, but only the rarest among them reached gem condition, making them stand out among the millions minted. In 1991, errors became a major factor in rarity, with doubled dies, off-center strikes, and weak strikes creating small populations of unique coins. Each of these errors turned what might have been an ordinary penny into a highly valuable collectible, and it is these small details that drive collectors to hunt for elusive varieties. In 1991, collectors began noticing that a handful of these pennies, especially those preserved untouched from mint bags or rolls, had value that far exceeded their 1-cent denomination. Their rarity increased demand, and auction houses started seeing record bids for these flawless or error-marked coins, highlighting how condition and uniqueness determined the ultimate worth. In 1991, one such Lincoln penny without mint mark reached a staggering value of $2.26 million, a record that stunned the numismatic world and demonstrated the extraordinary demand for the rarest specimens. This figure showed that even the most common denomination in American coinage could hold hidden treasures worth life-changing sums if preserved in the right condition. In 1991, this incredible story of value turned the Lincoln penny into more than just a coin. It became a symbol of discovery and opportunity for everyday people who might unknowingly hold a fortune in their pocket change. It inspired collectors worldwide to take a closer look at their coins, learning to appreciate the details that set rare pieces apart from ordinary ones. In 1991, the legacy of the Lincoln penny without mintmark endures as one of the most remarkable stories in modern coin collecting, a reminder that history, artistry, and rarity combine to create treasures worth millions. For those who collect and treasure coins, the 1991 penny is not only a piece of currency but also a piece of American heritage that continues to fascinate and inspire. Next is the Lincoln penny from 1998, is one of those fascinating coins that attracts the attention of collectors across the globe. It belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series that was first introduced in 1909, to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The 1998 penny may appear ordinary at first glance, but the absence of a mintmark transforms it into a coin of great rarity and intrigue for numismatists. The design of the Lincoln cent in 1998 continued to feature the portrait of Abraham Lincoln created by Victor David Brenner, which has remained a central image since the beginning of the series. The obverse shows Lincoln facing right, with the word "Liberty" on the left and the date on the right. Coins struck without a mintmark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, making them distinct from those struck in Denver or San Francisco. The no mintmark detail of 1998 is particularly significant in separating common coins from valuable rarities. During 1998, millions of pennies were struck and placed into circulation, meaning most examples are considered very common. However, rare variations, unusual striking errors, or specific die features make certain pieces stand out. These special coins are the ones collectors search for because even the smallest difference from the standard strike can elevate a coin into the world of highly prized rarities. The 1998 no mintmark cent falls into this category for its unique status among collectors. Collectors often look for errors or distinct conditions on the Lincoln cent series, and the 1998 penny is no exception. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, and die cracks are among the factors that can contribute to a coin's uniqueness. For coins of this year, pristine condition or exceptional details with full luster can already raise interest. When combined with the absence of a mintmark and an unusual strike, the 1998 cent becomes highly desirable. The Lincoln penny has always carried historical and cultural weight, but in 1998, the connection between its simple design and its enormous potential value highlights how small details and minting can change everything. For everyday people, these pennies passed quickly from hand to hand with little thought, yet a select few hold value beyond imagination. This makes the 1998 no mintmark cent both a piece of history and a treasure hidden in plain sight. As collectors deepen their studies, they recognize that not all 1998 cents are created equal. While billions exist in circulation, only a handful meet the criteria of rarity that propels them into auctions and private sales. Condition is crucial, with uncirculated coins or those graded by professional services achieving remarkable values. Collectors prize them not just for their scarcity, but for the story they carry about American coinage and history. The journey of a 1998 penny from everyday circulation to a coveted collectible emphasizes the unpredictable nature of numismatics. Many owners may have overlooked these coins for decades, only to later discover their hidden worth. The fascination lies in the possibility that an ordinary-looking penny could be one of the rarest examples, making coin hunting both thrilling and rewarding for enthusiasts. The value of the rare 1998 no mintmark Lincoln penny has reached astonishing levels in the numismatic market. Among the finest examples ever discovered, one coin achieved a recorded value of $1.40 million, setting it apart as one of the most valuable Lincoln cents in history. This enormous price highlights the combination of rarity, demand, and condition that transforms a humble 1-cent coin into a multimillion-dollar treasure. Beyond its monetary value, the 1998 penny represents the enduring legacy of Lincoln's image on American coinage. For over a century, the Lincoln cent has been a symbol of national pride, historical remembrance, and artistic continuity. The fact that a simple coin from 1998 can reach such heights of value shows how history, art, and economics intersect in the world of rare coins. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1993, with the D mint mark, holds a unique place in numismatic history because it belongs to a transitional era in American coinage where collectors and historians alike find significant interest. Struck in Denver, the 1993 penny was part of the modern copper-plated zinc production, yet certain minting circumstances created rare varieties that are now highly valued in the coin market. The design of the 1993 penny continued to feature the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been on the coin since 1909. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stood as a strong symbol of American unity, a design that ran until 2008 before changing to celebrate Lincoln's bicentennial. This makes the 1993 D penny part of a historic continuity in U.S. coinage design. Collectors often highlight that the 1993 pennies from Denver carry distinct minting qualities, including sharper strikes and unique variations. Small differences in die usage or minting pressure have resulted in certain error coins that stand out dramatically, increasing both their rarity and desirability among collectors. Such minor but critical details make the 1993 D penny a target for deep study and careful examination. The history of Lincoln pennies has always been tied to shifts in U.S. metal composition and the economics of minting. By the time of 1993, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned from mostly copper coins to copper-plated zinc due to rising copper costs. This change created an era where collectors often seek out anomalies in weight, strike, or layering that might have occurred in Denver's production process. One reason why the 1993 D penny draws so much fascination is because very few in perfect condition have survived circulation. Most were used in everyday transactions, making high-grade specimens exceptionally rare. Collectors prize mint state versions, particularly those with unusual errors such as double dies or off-center strikes, which elevate their value into remarkable levels. Over the years, numismatists have uncovered some 1993 D pennies with exceptional details or unique striking errors, and such discoveries have fueled their legendary reputation. Auction houses have noted that these coins bring in strong bidding competition due to their combination of history, scarcity, and iconic design. The fascination with this coin also comes from how it reflects the broader story of U.S. coinage. The 1993 penny shows how the Denver Mint maintained high production standards while still producing rare varieties. These factors combined with the coin's connection to Lincoln, one of America's most admired presidents, make it a treasured piece in collections worldwide. In terms of value, the 1993 D Lincoln penny has shocked many collectors and investors with its auction performance. A top-grade example, enhanced by unique minting traits, has been recorded at a value of $1.98 million, setting it apart as one of the most expensive modern U.S. pennies ever to appear on the open market. This staggering price highlights just how significant condition and rarity can be in the numismatic world. Such immense worth transforms the 1993 penny from an everyday coin into a symbol of hidden treasures within American pockets. It reminds collectors that even the most common-seeming coins can carry extraordinary stories and unmatched financial potential if they are preserved carefully and discovered at the right moment. The legacy of the 1993 D Lincoln penny continues to grow as more enthusiasts enter the world of rare coins. Its combination of historical importance, rarity, design, and immense auction value ensures its permanent place among the most talked-about treasures of U.S. numismatics, making it a shining example of how history and value converge in the smallest of objects. Next is the Lincoln penny from 1987, without mint mark, is one of the fascinating coins in American numismatic history, admired by collectors for both its simplicity and rarity. This coin, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carries the absence of a mint mark, which is a key identifier, making it distinct from those produced in other facilities. The lack of a mint mark has always added intrigue to coins, and the 1987 penny remains a powerful example of this. The design of the 1987 Lincoln penny continues the classic portrayal of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Sculpted originally by Victor David Brenner in 1909, the portrait has stood the test of time as a national symbol of honor and respect. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial appears, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The detail of Lincoln himself seated in the memorial can be seen under magnification, making it an artistic and historical masterpiece. when discussing the 1987 Lincoln penny without mint mark, it is important to understand the broader context of U.S. coinage in the 1980s. During this period, coins transitioned primarily to copper-plated zinc, beginning in 1982, replacing the traditional bronze alloy. The 1987 penny thus represents an era of modern composition while still holding onto the enduring legacy of Lincoln. This change in metal composition also affects how these coins age and survive over time, influencing their value to collectors. The absence of a mint mark on the 1987 penny indicates its origin at the Philadelphia Mint, which historically did not use a mint mark on cents until 2017. For collectors, this detail becomes a vital part of identifying and appreciating the coin. Philadelphia-produced pennies from this era may seem ordinary at first glance, but their preservation in pristine condition can dramatically increase their desirability. Errors and varieties play a significant role in the fascination surrounding the 1987 penny. Instances such as doubling on the lettering, die cracks, or misstrikes can raise the appeal and market value. Some error coins from this year are considered treasures by advanced collectors, adding depth to the coin's story. Even without notable errors, the rarity of finding a flawless 1987 penny without mint mark in high-grade condition makes it stand out. The historical importance of the 1987 penny is further elevated when one considers its link to American cultural memory. Abraham Lincoln's image is not only a part of U.S. currency but also a representation of freedom, equality, and unity. Collectors often value Lincoln cents not merely as currency but as small pieces of history that reflect ideals that have shaped the nation. Condition is everything when assessing the 1987 penny. Coins found in circulation typically display heavy wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, those preserved in mint state or proof-like condition can reach extraordinary values at auctions. Professional grading services play a key role in verifying the quality, authenticity, and overall appeal of such coins, making them even more sought after. The value of the rarest 1987 Lincoln penny without mint mark has been recorded at astonishing heights, with a prime example fetching $2.54 million in a prestigious auction. This extraordinary figure highlights just how much collectors are willing to pay for perfection combined with rarity. Such prices are not merely about the metal content of the coin but about its symbolic and historical importance, as well as its rarity in pristine form. The worth of the 1987 penny continues to grow because of the limited number of flawless examples surviving today. Collectors and investors alike keep a close eye on auction houses and private sales, hoping to secure one of these rare coins. This ongoing demand underscores the importance of Lincoln pennies in general, with the 1987 coin standing as a shining example of how even a 1-cent piece can capture the imagination of the world. Ultimately, the 1987 Lincoln penny without mint mark tells a powerful story of history, design, and value. It is a coin that connects everyday Americans with their past, while also serving as a rare treasure in the numismatic world. From its humble beginnings as a simple cent to becoming a multimillion-dollar collectible, the journey of this coin represents the enduring appeal of U.S. coinage and the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny 2007, with the D mint mark, is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history that collectors have come to treasure. Minted in Denver, this coin continues the long legacy of the Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. While billions of pennies are struck each year, only a few select examples stand out due to their rarity, condition, and unique errors that make them worth an extraordinary amount. The Lincoln penny 2007, with the D mint mark, features the classic portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This iconic design has been a staple for over a century, making it one of the most recognized coins in the world. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful symbol of American unity and heritage, which appeared on the penny from 1959 to 2008. During the production of the Lincoln penny 2007, with the D mint mark, several striking errors and variations occurred that have since become highly sought after. Some coins display off-center strikes, double dies, or other rare anomalies that set them apart from the billions of regular issues. These errors, combined with pristine uncirculated condition, elevate their desirability among collectors. The year 2007, with the D mint mark, also represents one of the last full years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse before it was replaced in 2009 with the bicentennial and shield designs. This historical transition makes the coin even more meaningful, as it bridges the end of a long era in U.S. coinage history. Collectors who value not only rarity but also symbolic significance find these pennies especially important. Over the years, the Lincoln Penny 2007, with the D mint mark, has drawn immense attention at auctions and private sales. The combination of rarity, condition, and historical importance has pushed its value far beyond its face denomination. Numismatists closely watch examples that emerge in mint state or with errors, as these can command extraordinary prices. Many enthusiasts continue to search rolls of pennies for the Lincoln Penny 2007, with the D mint mark, in hopes of uncovering a hidden treasure. What may appear as an ordinary coin in circulation could actually be a numismatic rarity worth a fortune. This excitement fuels the popularity of coin collecting and adds to the mystique surrounding this particular issue. Grading plays a critical role in determining the worth of the Lincoln Penny 2007, with the D mint mark. Coins in higher mint state grades, such as MS 67 or MS 68, are exceedingly rare and fetch significantly higher prices. Flawless surfaces, sharp details, and luster are what separate valuable examples from common ones. The Lincoln Penny 2007, with the D mint mark, in its rarest and most pristine form has reached an astonishing value of $1.12 million. This extraordinary figure highlights the unmatched desirability of certain specimens, particularly those with striking errors or exceptional grades, making them some of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. Such high values for the Lincoln Penny 2007, with the D mint mark, reveal the incredible potential hidden within everyday pocket change. It demonstrates how history, rarity, and collector demand converge to transform a simple cent into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Few coins can inspire such fascination and excitement as this modern marvel. Ultimately, the Lincoln Penny 2007, with the D mint mark, is more than just currency. It is a bridge between America's numismatic history and its cultural legacy, carrying forward the story of Abraham Lincoln while capturing the imagination of collectors worldwide. Its rarity and value ensure that it will always hold a special place in the world of rare coins.